Good evening, everybody. Crypto Strang here. Just going to go over the altcoin news. Haven't done it for a while. I go on Cointelegraph, CoinDesk, Crypto Slate every day to see the latest news. So much going on at the moment in the whole cryptocurrency, blockchain, etc. Just going to have a few news articles. Also going to do a price update from video done on January the 17th. We'll be transparent and go through price update. Some at the time we said for long-term hold, some were purely for profit. We'll go through that. But just going to have a quick go over the news. So this was a really interesting article for me. The NFT of record. Spoke about NFTs a lot lately. This one was actually the New York Times, obviously a very famous newspaper, and it raised $500,000 for a charity, an NFT column sale. Basically, this journalist, he basically said, buy this column on the blockchain on Wednesday. And this report, he successfully auctioned it, and what he called a digital original of his article was an NFT on the Foundation platform. And it raised over $550,000. In fact, in the last half hour of the auction, it went from $50,000 to over $500,000. Absolutely incredible just for an NFT. Now, because it's New York Times, this again brings mainstream adoption and people understand what is this NFT. Again, if people look into it. Now, NFTs are taken off massively, we've said many times, with everyone getting involved, famous people, Hollywood, sports stars galore. So NFTs, get news articles like this in the New York Times and someone pays this crazy money for an NFT, again, it's big news. So that was really interesting to see. Crazy money to buy for an NFT. Another interesting article, which was this one, I'll just go through it there. You can see new NFT platform returns power and autonomy to photographers. This is the project I spoke about a couple of days ago. It's interesting to see that Cointelegraph are now covering the project. As I said at the time, I thought it was a really interesting marketplace, different from other ones we spoke about. It states there, new decentralized NFT platform is bound to give power and autonomy back to the photographers. That's what we said the other day. Now, when we spoke about the other day, doing an airdrop photo, you had to be involved with this a few months ago, and they took a screenshot back in February. So it was unique.photo. But now we've got basically launching in May 2021, the permissionless marketplace is the next milestone in the creation of an ecosystem that is tailored to creative industries. Now, this, as we spoke about the other day, this is where artists can list for free. Anyone can list it. There's no sort of restrictions or anything. It's a very much an open marketplace. So I've done quite a detailed video the other day about the rare token. So they launched Unique.one, which is designed to make it easy for artists to mint their own NFTs. So it's really interesting project. I spoke about the other day, get the token, the rare token on BIKI exchange. Interesting exchange. I just joined it purely to get the rare token. So the fact Cointelegraph, literally yesterday, were covering this project really does give it a lot of hope. Very much a low cap gem in my opinion. It's not financial advice, but I think it's a real solid one. It was great to read that article. I'll put the link below. I think it's got a lot of potential. There's a lot of competition now, obviously, of NFT tokens and marketplaces in general. So much going on in the ecosystem now of NFTs. Absolutely incredible. Now, this was a bit disappointing. Basically, WIREX, spoke about it many times, recently sort of closed their Visa cards. Now you've got MasterCard. But the London-based cryptocurrency fintech firm has announced that it will no longer take on new UK-based customers. So I've done videos before now. I've held WIREX for a while, so I'm an existing customer. It's okay. But after voluntarily talking with the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority, they decided to halt UK sign-ups. Okay, so I'm sure it'll get resolved. We've got many other crypto debit cards available, as we all know. So there's a lot of competition. So let's see how WIREX develop. I hope they're not going to announce that they're stopping UK people using it. I'm sure that won't happen. But this was quite a surprise, to be honest, because they've literally just started rolling out the MasterCards, you know. So time will tell. So I spoke about WIREX many times. Obviously got many others, Crypto.com, Crypterium cards. There's many others up and coming ones now. So we'll see how WIREX develops. Now, this was quite surprising news, really. I've held EOS. I used to hold EOS, for a long time. I sold them last year. It used to be a solid project. One of the biggest ICO launches ever. I think they raised about $60 million. It was going to be the next best thing, smart contracts. But EOS, since I've sold it, I haven't really been following it. But then I noticed the other day how low it's dropped. And it states that EOS loses its largest DeFi project to Binance Smart Chain. BSC is just taking off. So much now being built on the Binance Smart Chain. Between BSC, Cardano, Polkadot, so much competition there. So the fact they've lost this major company from them is another sort of real, I won't say now in the coffin, but it's a real blow to the EOS system. Now, when on CoinMarket, as I say, I completely haven't been following this project at all. Perhaps I should go back into EOS and have a look. It's $3.71 now. It's down 11% the last 24 hours. But again, if you look at it from a distance, you know, it's dropped a lot. It's now ranked 28th. But Positive point, it's still got 3.5 billion tied up in it, and also the majority of supplies out there. So I might actually do a dedicated video. I might look into EOS in depth and see what they're doing, if they've got a roadmap, the team is still developing, what their plans are, have they got partnerships, what sort of areas are they going into. So I used to be a massive fan of EOS, and so I don't own any now, but I must do a video and see how they're getting on, because it's shocking to see them ranked 28. Before, you always think it was a guarantee to be a top 10 coin. Last bull run, it was rising so much in price, I thought it was going to be easy, $100 coin at one point, and look at it now, just $3.71. So, but you look at the volume in the last 24 hours, not far off 3 billion. That's up 38%. So, yeah, let's do a video on EOS, see how we go. But other thing interesting at the moment is still going on. It's about 3.5 hours now about Cardano 360, which is the monthly update from IRHK about how Cardano is developing. They've had all the developers on giving regular updates. I haven't watched all of it. I've been watching snippets. Got to the Charles bit. I've been watching that. Charles has been very in depth. They're talking about partnership strategies. They've been Gongwen. They're talking about Plutus. But he's basically saying they're going to be working very, very hard over the next sort of couple of months. He's talking about he's going to have to sleep on his sofa. There's so much going on. I think, not financial advice, I think we're now getting to the stage, finally, where the next couple of months is going to be absolutely huge for Cardano as they roll out Gongwen. They're constantly giving hints about all these partnerships they've got. I think they've got a lot lined up. I think once Gongwen's fully implemented and out there, I think there's so many companies going to jump on. Obviously, they've had the African convention, but he speaks a lot. And I put the link below, but it's a long video, and there's no timestamps or anything like that. So it's a very long video, and just before I've done this video, it was still going on. So it could be up to 5 hours, which is absolutely incredible. So just a quick other thing, scroll through here, you can see the top gainers and losers on CoinMarket. I like to show this, I look at this every week. I really like this, I find this quite fascinating. Most of the projects I haven't heard of, they're very much low caps, pump and dumps. But a couple of interesting ones I see here was capacity. Now, like in the 2017 hype of the ICOs, where Ethereum went to $1,200 each, basically the ICOs were just so many ICOs come out, I jumped on many of them. A lot of them were very poor, some have been excellent. Capacity, to be honest, is still on my mind for wallet. It's been on there a long, long time. I knew it was on there. I've got many old tokens on there. But capacity, it's up 271%. We're not approaching of 2 cents. So I know I've got quite a big bag of that. I need to see how they're developing, because to be honest, I just left it on my wallet and forgot about it. Another one was actually an airdrop that I spoke about recently. I don't think I've done it on my YouTube channel. It's definitely on my Facebook groups. I remember a lot of people sign up to it. But basically did some simple tasks, and I got nearly 50,000 UBEX for doing very little. It's up 257%. So I'm going to do another airdrop video soon. A lot of them, spoke about energy before, where I got some free energy, went up to $10. But a lot of these airdrops are actually really solid. Yeah, you get a lot of ones which turn into be nothing. They're just dead, basically. But you also get some real solid ones. Now, likes of UBEX, got longevity. Excellent team behind them, and the fact they give you airdrops just for doing simple tasks like retweet something or share their Facebook page or follow them on YouTube or stuff like that. It's very basic. You give them your ERC20 address and you get some free tokens. That's what I did with UBEX. So just doing another video soon on airdrops. So there's a lot of decent ones out at the moment. I've been researching a couple over the last few days. So anyway, I'm going to give a price update from a video done on January 17. I spoke in depth about each project then, so I'm not going to go in depth. I'm purely said this video being really long. I'm literally just going to rattle through and we'll go through it. So Combined Finance, really interesting project. At the time, it didn't have a ranking. Very, very limited supply. Volume was very low, but it looked a good project. So I've got some Combined, held it. Today you can see, still doesn't have a market cap. The total supply is still so low, 2,564. We've gone up now to $86. It's at a high of nearly $90 in the last 24 hours. So slowly but surely, it was as I said on the video, very speculative, very high risk. But it's done okay. Again, but they are extremely high risk. The next one I spoke about in the video was ORAI chain. This is a really interesting Oracle project. But I stated on the video, this for me is long term. And since I've done the video 2 months ago, you can see there, it was 15.5 million market cap. It was ranked 488. Now today, slowly lower in the rankings, but the market cap is 33 million. It's basically the same price. But to me, disappointing part was the supply, only 4%. So again, it was high risk. But as I said at the time, this one for me is long term. I don't plan to do anything with ORAI for quite a while. I think it's got excellent roadmap. We spoke about in the previous video, huge roadmap. So this is me, longevity. Now the next one was a really one. I spoke about this being most speculative, probably one I did. And purely since I've done this video, I've used this purely for profit, pump and dump. When I've done the video, it was $282. Within about a week, it went up to $600. It then dropped back down to $200. Then we went back up again. And I kept taking profits. Now, when it went to 600, I actually took profits when it went to about 480. Ended up going to 600. So I sold it 480, went back down to 200. I got some more, went back up to $300. Then it basically, I got rid of, when it started dropping, I sold it about 250, and then it went right down to $100. Then it went back up, it's been stabilising, so I've purely been using it. Now, I spoke in the video, it was very high risk obviously, but the supply was very low, only 20,000. But today, it was down 22% the last 24 hours, so at the moment just $82. So again, it's entirely up to you, but what I like is, I like some of these projects, they are high risk, you put a little bit in it, like for me, you know, to go from $200 to $600 in the space of a week or so is absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to hold this long term. It's purely me for taking profits. You know, I don't have much interest in hold this long term. We'll see how if it does develop. You know, it's such a low supply. There's a lot of potential there. But I'm glad I took profits when I did. I didn't just hold it for 6 months or something. So again, this is why you must do your own research when you buy these low caps, these, you know, very low ranked coins. Now, the next project I was really bullish about was UNCX, Unicrypt. Again, at the time, it didn't have a market cap. Again, what I liked was the very low supply, only 50,000. At the time, it was just approaching $112. Now, this looks a real solid project today. We're at $269. Still don't know the market cap. But what I say, the supply is so low. It's had quite a lot of volatility. You can see at the price, they've had a high of $305 in the last 24 hours. Very much a project for the future, in my opinion. It's one I'm going to hold for certainly a while longer. I haven't took any profits for this yet. Perhaps I should have done 111 up to 269. It's an excellent growth, but I really do like the projects, but not the YFD where I just literally want to take profits. I actually believe in UNCX long term. But again, it's not financial advice. It's a lot of money to get one UNCX now, let's be honest. So again, this whole video is very speculative coins. Now, the next one, again, was another project that looked great for longevity, Smart MFG. Just over 1 cent. The market cap was basically 4 million. I talked about the circulating supply wasn't a huge amount, but roughly about a third. It was ranked 884. Now, today, he's dropped down the rankings a bit, but the market cap is 7.5 million, but with 2.5 cents. Okay? This is definitely a project, again, for long term, in my opinion. Again, very lowly ranked, so nothing's guaranteed. But I really like the look of Smart MFG. So as I've said before, you've got my top 10, which I've covered many times. The real solid, well-known projects. Most of them are well-known. Then I've got other ones which are showing a lot of potential and longevity. Then I've got my pure pump and dump one. So I've got very much different sections to my crypto. So perhaps one day I should really, boy, if I want to do a top 50 of my holdings. That would drag on though, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. The next one I spoke about, when I've done the video, it was such an exciting project, but it wasn't ranked, so it wasn't being tracked on CoinMarketCap. It's called Flow. When I've done the video, I said, this is incredible. This to me is like on the borderline of a Comey OMI with the amount of partnerships they got. Absolutely incredible, because it wasn't even launched then. It was just basically been launched when I've done this video. I said, you really have got to keep your eye on this project. This looks absolutely fantastic with the amount of partnerships they've already got for even launched. Now, so this was only basically January the 17th, so not long ago. Here we are now, and it's ranked 90. It's basically $26, but only 2% of the supply is out there. So the fact it's got a market cap approaching 800 million in such a short time, mainly because of all the partnerships and its development. This is also a collectibles NFTs, but it's also a Coinbase Ventures portfolio. So it's got a lot behind it, a lot of investment behind it. But Flow, keep monitoring it. But as I said in the previous video, just never seen a project with so many partnerships, especially for a new project. Absolutely incredible. So, thought I'd just do a video. Basically, all coin news going on. Previous update on prices. You can see how volatile the market is, especially when you go lower cap as we have there. Very, very speculative. We'll do another video very soon. As usual, anyone need help? Email me, info@cryptostrang.com, or social media, Telegram links below. It'd be lovely to hear from you. Please comment your little low cap gems. I have not heard of them. I've seen a lot of posts on Reddit lately. People are really, some couple of excellent groups on Reddit. If you're not on Reddit, I suggest you join them. People go really in depth for these low cap, and I find some really interesting reads on there. But anyway, have a good evening. We'll speak soon. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye.